Hello, I'm Hattie Volker from Find Your True Voice, and I just wanted to take a few moments today to talk to you about how useful mindfulness can be in preparing for a performance. Now, I'm a great proponent of mindfulness and all its many benefits, but I was challenged recently because I introduced it into a workshop just before people to do a mindfulness exercise just before people performed. And one of the pieces of feedback I got from someone was that they felt that it interfered with their proper preparation for their performance. And so it made me think about it again. And I'm still in favour of mindfulness as part of preparation. And I wanted just to say what it could do and why it could do it. So often when performers are about to go on, their conscious mind goes into overdrive. So the conscious mind is that part of your mind that you're aware of. So it's when you can hear your thoughts and you're aware of your thoughts, or thoughts that you can draw your awareness to. And prior to a performance, very often you'll hear your conscious mind issuing instructions like don't forget to do this and do remember to do that, and think about your breathing and think about raising your soft palate or whatever it is your particular issue you're dealing with. It'll also be planting doubts. By saying don't forget, you're planting the possibility that you might forget your words, or I'm really worried that this is going to happen, or don't make sure you don't mess that up. And there'll be judgments going on as well. I'm not sure they're going to like what I'm wearing. I'm not sure they're going to like my voice. They sang better than me. They sang worse than me. All of this going on in your conscious mind. Now, this is an awful lot of noise there for a good purpose, because your conscious mind is doing this in order to help you be better. But the reality is, all of this noise doesn't actually help you be better. Telling yourself to remember the words doesn't make it any more likely that you will remember the words. Going over the words again and again at this stage is unlikely to help you remember. It's more likely to reinforce the possibility that you're not going to remember the words and make you doubt yourself and clutter your mind. So mindfulness is the practice of drawing your attention, drawing your mind to certain aspects. And Dan Siegel would say there were 7 aspects you can draw it to. Might call them 7 senses. There are the 5 senses: taste, touch, smell, sight and hearing. And then in addition to that, there is our ability to perceive our internal, our bodies. So we have neurons throughout our body. In fact, we have enough neurons in our gut. We have the same amount of neurons in our gut as a cat's brain. So when we have a gut feeling, we really can have a gut feeling. But you can draw your attention to how your guts are feeling. You can draw your attention to how your joints are, what's going on in your muscles. You can draw your attention to your internals. And then the 7th aspect is we can draw our attention to our thoughts too. So we can take a step back from our thoughts and become aware of them. And we are the only creatures that can do that. We are the only creatures who have the part of the brain, who have evolved the part of the brain that can do that can take a look at our own thoughts. So mindfulness is the practice of drawing our attention to all of those aspects. And this can help us in 2 ways. Firstly, if we draw our conscious mind's attention to certain things, we are distracting it, a little bit like distracting a naughty child. Oh, look over there, stop playing with that. Number of times I've fed my children things that they have said they didn't want to eat by talking to them about something completely different. So your conscious mind will have a harder time worrying about the future, worrying about what's going to happen or what they've just done or what they've just messed up, if its attention is being drawn to those 7 aspects, even if its attention is being drawn to the fact that it is worrying. strangely, you can think, oh, I'm worrying about this, and that can have a calming effect. The other aspect, the other way it can help you is mindfulness is a really good way of connecting us with the outside world. Dan Siegel would say that the mind is not just corporal, not just in our skull and in our body and throughout our body, as the nervous system throughout our body, but the mind is also relational. It's about how we relate and the messages we send out and receive from the outside world. And if we are drawing our attention to the outside world, we have a much better, a greater ability to connect with it. So we have a greater ability to connect with our audience if we are being mindful of and connecting with the outside world. When we get nervous or worried, or we feel there's something challenging coming up, we have a tendency to shut down our senses, to withdraw. And when our conscious mind is worrying, you can think when people are really thinking hard, consciously thinking hard, they go into themselves. It's hard to access them. So whilst you're worrying about yourself and worrying about what's going on and thinking about what you're going to do or what you have done, you're not available for your audience to engage with. So mindfulness can help you distract your conscious mind, and it can help you engage with the outside world in a more effective way. I hope you've enjoyed those 5 minutes. I'm Hattie Volker, and I hope to see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.